Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be watching another video from Swagkage. This one is going to be a little bit different because unlike the previous videos that we've watched, this one is going to be a versus video. Now I'm sure you've seen videos like this all over YouTube from multiple different creators, and maybe we'll react to those eventually, but for now let's just go ahead and watch this video. This one is going to be interesting. This one is going to be about Obito Uchiha versus the five Kage. Now, I don't know which five Kage he's talking about in particular, but I'm going to assume it's the one that we know from the Naruto series, not the ones that we've seen in the past. I'm talking about the current Kage, not the and when I say current Kage, not the ones that are in Boruto right now, the ones that were in the Naruto franchise. So, let's go ahead and watch this. This one should be very, very interesting. Let me just get my headphones real quick. And let's just full screen this. And we'll check the volume. And here we go.
What's going on, everybody? Swagkage here, and welcome to today's video where I have my good friend Seth the Programmer once again.
Hello.
Today we're going to be talking about something that I've wanted to talk about for a really long time, and while the video might say it's about Obito versus the five Kage, it's actually partially about why Obito is...
What? Obito's fodder! Obito sucks! He couldn't even take on Kakashi!
Yeah.
How is he going to take on the five Kage?
Yeah! Alright, well,
here's the thing. I agree with them.
I'm gonna be, like, kind of...
I do agree with them. I feel like a lot of people downplay Obito just because he lost to that one fight versus Kakashi. Even though a lot of people completely miss the whole point of that fight, but whatever.
Trolling a lot in this video because a lot of people have a lot of pretty mean things to say about my friend Obito. And, yeah, it's not nice, okay? Obito was holding back against Kakashi. Like, I don't know how much more clear he could have made it without flat out saying it. Like, I don't know if anybody noticed, but Obito got, like, really cryptic in the final arc after his mask fell off, so he tended to not, like, say things directly. Like, Kakashi was like, why did you do this? Why join Madara? And Obito was like, why not? The world's not worth it. So, like, when he said what he said to Kakashi about, like, his heart having a hole in it, blah, 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 it was later mentioned. I forget exactly what circumstances it was. Something about the seal that Madara placed on his heart. Like, he was aware that that seal was there. He wanted Kakashi to hit him with a Raikiri to get rid of the seal.
So he could absorb the Ten Tails. That was the whole point.
Exactly. And this is supported by the fact that immediately after this happens, Obito absorbs the Ten Tails.
Yep.
So...
And Madara even says, we even put that same shit on Rin, and Obito's like, I know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And Rin actually did the same thing, so she didn't rampage as the Three Tails in the Hidden Leaf.
Exactly. So, yeah, Obito is not Kakashi level. Get the fuck out of here.
No.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
I can't believe people think that.
No.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm sure Kakashi could totally take on full, you know, one Mangekyo, one Rinnegan Obito with 6 Jinchuriki and 6-tailed beasts, even though he was barely able to do it. All right, actually, let's put how strong Obito is into perspective, right? Like, not a whole lot, because, well, Seth and I are going to make a video on his channel about why Obito is so
I
strong.
can't believe there are people who actually think this.
But, so... Obito was fighting KCM Naruto, who, by the way, is faster than and stronger than the same Sage Naruto, who, with a shadow clone, like, one-shot the third Raikage. So, and the third Raikage is superior to the fourth Raikage, so keep that in mind. And obviously, he's faster than the Raikage. He actually showed that. So he's faster than and stronger than their fastest and strongest fighter. He's like faster and stronger than their lightning bruiser. Okay? And he's also fighting B at the same time, right? And B is the strongest Jinchuriki aside from Naruto. And then you add in Guy, the taijutsu god himself.
With the gates.
Yeah, with the gates. And Kakashi, the only character with a means of countering Kamui. And Obito was doing just fine. He didn't seem stressed at all. And this was without any of the Jinchuriki under his control, by the way, before anybody says, well, of course, it's just 7v4. Of course Obito's going to... No. Obito didn't have the Jinchuriki because the reanimation jutsu was released.
Even like when he had to take all the tail beasts back into the ghetto Mazu, he actually was going to take all of them on by himself and hold out until it's ready. One thing people don't realize is that KCM Naruto blitzed the 4th Raikage. The 4th Raikage being the fastest shinobi in the Kage, like the Kage group, right?
Exactly.
And then he puts on an extra little cape, amplifies his abilities even more. Obito's like, hold on, let me just fucking suck you up real quick. Like, he just like, phases right through him and is about to calmly the shit out of this man into his fucking space. He was unfazed by this man. He was head-butted by him.
He literally said, why is Naruto, like, even here? Why is he slowing down the plan? He's legit just a pawn for me to use to make Sasuke mad.
And he's like, he got hit by his Bijou Rasengan. He was okay. Like, it just kind of blew off his fucking clothes. Like, he could still use his arm. It was just like, right. So, if
Rasengan exploded inside of him because Kakashi Kamui it into like Obito's dimension, and Obito was just fine.
Yeah, he was fine. And also, if Kakashi wasn't comboing attacks, they would never touch Obito. That ghetto, the 10 tails would have came out, and Obito might have actually just soloed all of them because this man was going insane. But
he was actually unstoppable. I don't even know why Kishimoto made him their opponent and decided, let me give him 6 Jinchuriki as well. It was like...
and also, I'd like to remind everyone that in that fight, and I'm sure they're probably going to bring this up, but in that fight, keep in mind, Obito wasn't really using the Rinnegan's abilities. Like, again, remember, the Rinnegan offers you a ton of hacks abilities, and Obito wasn't using any of them because here's the thing, he didn't need to. Like, Obito on his own was pretty freaking strong. I feel like a lot of people completely always either conveniently forget that, or they, like, genuinely, or they just, they don't know exactly what they're talking about. It's insane to me how many people completely downplay exactly how powerful Obito is.
And before they even knew what he was capable of, Tsunade was terrified of him. Okay, she was like, I think he might have Hashirama's cells. He might have the DNA of my grandfather. Yeah. And like, because like he's got, he's able to heal from all that. Like, I forget what she...
Which, by the way, remember, the fact that he has Zetsu cells, he had Zetsu body parts attached to him, which were made out of Hashirama's cells. So that means he does also have access to wood style, which again, Kishimoto didn't let him use because Kishimoto, again, as always, gives his characters way too many hacks abilities. So he has to conveniently make them forget to use them because otherwise the plot wouldn't happen the way he wants it to happen.
Says specifically, but I know there's some manga panels where she's hyping him up and she's just like, for all we know, Madara, as she knew him then, might be completely immortal. So let's keep that in mind, right? So she knows that she has the 5 Kage and more at her disposal, and she's still shitting her pants at the thought of having to fight him, right? Like Nagato and Itachi were brought back, and she's like, I don't want to fight Obito. I think we might lose the war if we fight this guy.
Yeah, I mean, let's just do a little power scale for you guys real quick, right? The 5 Kage, sure, they're pretty strong for Shinobi, right? But we need to realize is that Obito is godly compared to the Kage. I mean, the Kage were completely dicked on by Madara. Madara, who wasn't even trying. The second he whipped out,
what adult would fight seriously against a child, right?
He's like this. The second he whipped out the perfect Susanoo, they're like, please don't like fuck me too hard. Like, can you please be gentle, daddy?
Just one attack when he was having entire full-blown battles with Hashirama.
And then you need to remember that Obito was dicking on KCM Naruto, who's like basically the fucking has the 9 tails power, and this 9 tails is considered relative to the fucking Susanoo, so it's like maybe not as powerful. But but still, it's a different argument. What I'm arguing is that
I know Naruto's KCM avatar is Susanoo level, but I don't think at that point it was perfect Susanoo level. I
Yeah.
think once he stacked Sage Mode on top of it, it was. But still, Obito's, you know, soloing this guy, so
Yeah,
give him some slack.
He's dicking on him. He's actually not getting blitzed like the fucking Raikage was by like.
Dude, Obito's laughing at them. He's having the time of his life. He's like, "What are you doing? This is the best you gotta throw at me. I'm the final villain. Your main character powers don't work on me. Get out of here.
MC
Bring
plot
on the
armor ain't
Kage,
working
bring
for
on
you,
the
bro."
Oh, this is the strongest you have. The Kage are dead. Guess I'm gonna win.
Obito was just completely on top. It was insane. There was like, it's just insane. Like, just imagine, you know, the Kage are like, oh, we finally got Madara. We finally blitzed him. And it's like, then here's Naruto with like no control over KCM at all. He basically just stole the chakra from the Nine Tails, like, and the Nine Tails like, can you not? And then
He
when
was just
Naruto,
like, fine, whatever, but I'm not gonna help you if you ask for it, like, ever.
and then he finally gets the Nine Tails help, and Obito's like, nah, I'm just gonna fuck you up real fast. And just, what the fuck would the Kage even do?
And
what-
we're talking without the tailed beasts,
Mhm.
right? Or this isn't even mentioning the Ghetto Mazo on its own, which Choji and Choza had to go mega. They had to get the yellow.
They
mega
had to go
mushroom
full on
just to
kaiju.
go toe to toe with it.
Just to
They
beat
actually had
the
to
damn
fight
thing.
the
Or
statue.
no, not beat.
Okay, like it's actually capable of manipulating like lightning and stuff.
Yeah.
So you give him the statue, you give him six-tailed beasts, not to
Mhm.
mention Shukaku. You give him Kamui, the Rinnegan, and let's talk about something else, right?
Yep.
A lot of people forget that Obito has the Rinnegan, but he does, and some people think
Mhm.
he's not capable of using it when it is literally stated that it is possible for him to use the Rinnegan abilities, not only by himself, but also through the Jinchuriki, but he just has no reason to because the people he's fighting know how to counter Pain's abilities, and it would take up a whole lot of chakra, which he doesn't have that much of, at least not compared
Whoa,
to
what-
Nagato.
What happened? What
yeah,
happened there?
if Obito wanted to, he could one-shot the Kage by ripping out their soul. Maybe. Maybe he could Shibaku Tensei them. Raikage is fast, but not faster than gravity.
Well, it's just like, you guys really need to think about it.
And also, I just want to talk about this for a second, where Guy says, as to waste his chakra to make them use Pain's juices, since we already know how to counter them. Here's the thing, that doesn't always work, because keep in mind, we saw. Now I know this was anime only, and that this wasn't in the manga. I get that, but you saw in the anime during the final fight between Naruto and Sasuke. Sasuke was about to use one of the Rinnegan's abilities, and keep in mind, Naruto fought Pain, so he knows the Rinnegan's abilities, and yet despite that, he still wasn't able to counter them. Here's the thing, just because you know how to counter a jutsu or a technique doesn't necessarily mean it makes you completely immune to that ability. Again, it still depends on how the person uses it. I'm just saying. So it's like, for me, again, this excuse never held any weight to me. It's just another convenient excuse that Kishimoto came up just to stop Obito from using the Rinnegan's abilities. It's just, I'm not gonna harp on that anymore.
What would the
I feel like
Kage
I've
do?
already made my point.
Well, actually, why not? Why don't we stop wanking Obito for a second, and why don't we actually like wank and super highball all of the like? Let's say Tsunade. What do you think is the highest wank you could say Tsunade's punches are?
I think you could say,
She's about.
what the fuck would you? I think you could say Tsunade is like maybe like Sage mode in strength if you really jerked her off, like because you know Sage Naruto is capable of just casually hucking fucking multi-ton rhinos and shit, capable of punching so hard that the shock wave
Well,
just
I
one
think
shot
that's
at Pain.
not a wank. I think that's a reasonable wank. I don't think that's mega wank because
Yeah,
like Tsunade did punch through the Susanoo,
True.
and Naruto
Mhm.
couldn't do that in Sage mode. Like
No.
Madara kind of shrugged him off.
Yep.
And Tsunade did also rip out like a Susanoo sword from inside of her, so she's no joke. But at the same time, like she's not soloing the third Raikage with a Shadow Clone. I don't know. Maybe Sage Naruto is strong, but let's say you absolutely like giga wank her, and you say her punches are like Hashirama Wood Golem level, okay? And then you say that the fourth Raikage is KCM2 Sage Mode Naruto speed with flying Raijin and like body flicker like combined together. Okay. Like, and you say he's just as strong as Tsunade, and you say like Onoki one shots everything with the fucking particle style, and I'm not wanking Mei because she sucks no matter what. And then you just say
Zabuza might actually be her level, unironic.
and you wank Gaara and say he's
Yeah,
maybe top
the
level. I mean,
they're not letting that go, are they?
anyway, you give them all this wank, and like even if Tsunade's punches were like mountain level, how is she gonna touch Obito? Even if the Raikage was like KCM2 Sage Mode speed, okay, well maybe then he might be able to touch Obito.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If Obito didn't have Kamui,
Like
which he could combine with Shinra Tensei, and he could also sick the tail beast. And nobody actually thinks the Raikage is that fast. He's slower than a, like you said, like a freshly transformed KCM1 Naruto.
yeah,
so
Naruto Blitz fucked him.
and Obito's easily capable of keeping up with him. So I don't know what to tell people.
There's just no conceivable way for them to win. I mean,
Well, all right, well, let's just say just versus six-tailed beast. Do you think they could do it even without Obito's guidance?
six-tailed
We've also even said this as a joke, like, you know, you plug your controller into their ass and you make them fight how you want to. That's what Obito's doing here. He can see through the eyes of the tailed beasts and coordinate attacks.
the Kage were getting bodied by wood clone Susanos that were probably nowhere
Not-
near tailed beast level.
No.
Yeah, a Biju bomb would have wrecked them, dude. It would have
And
torn through like all of them.
And
at
it's
once.
like six-tailed beasts that do anything Obito wants. It's just, what the fuck
Oh,
are they
not to
gonna
mention
do?
those chakra suppression chains that were capable of suppressing the chakra of the tail beast. Like, here comes Inoki, like, all right, guys, I'm gonna one-shot him. What is this chain? And then Obito's like, you can't use your chakra anymore, old man.
Like, he used fucking particle style and Obito would just calmly. Like, you need to think about it. Okay, I brought this up to Swag before, right? But there's this scene. It was just in the Naruto app, actually.
Yeah.
They sublime, the entire Shinobi Life sublimes the Ten Tails. And like, all right, for Madara, he absorbs shit. So you just gotta use Taijutsu and try to beat him up. But for Obito, just kind of attack him for 5 minutes and have medics heal you when he kicks your ass, because you're gonna have to keep trying to fight him for 5 minutes. He doesn't really have a weakness. You just kind of deal with it for 5 minutes. It's like,
I'm not saying Obito's stronger than Madara. I
No,
think
but-
Madara would win against Obito, but like, let's just say if you would have swapped Madara and Obito's positions, and Madara would have fought against Naruto, B, Kakashi, and Guy, and Obito would have fought against the 5 Kage, the series would have a much different ending. Obito would have stomped, Madara would have stomped, everybody would have gone home. I mean, like, what could... let's think about this. Maybe Gaara could get the sand at Obito. Oh, wait, no, Kamui. Maybe Onoki could, like, lightweight boulder jutsu the Raikage and then have him punch... Oh, wait, no, Kamui again. Or Shinra Tensei. Alternatively...
KCM2 blitzes. Right.
Yeah.
So
I'm actually trying my hardest to think of a way for them to do anything
here's
to
another
him.
thing. Imagine Obito with just the Sharingan, not even the Sharingan Renegon, just the Sharingan, falls into a fucking oceanic abyss of billions of paper bombs that explode for 10 minutes straight, and he was fine. Do you think a fucking sand tsunami is going to take out Obito with the fucking Renegon? No. There's just no way they can win conceivably.
To be fair, he had Izanagi, but he would probably sack the Rinnegan for Izanagi if that's what it came to. Like, he doesn't think the Rinnegan...
They don't have 10 billion paper bombs anyway. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know if he'd give up the
Gaara's,
Rinnegan for
strongest
Izanagi.
healing
The Sharingan maybe, but the
Rinnegan,
Rinnegan, no.
Like, he was like, we got Madara, this is my strongest and Madara was just like, nope, he
Like,
busted
no.
out of it blind. I don't know.
Like,
So,
I don't...
like, Obito's definitely Kamui-ing through it. And, oh my god, dude, do you remember how bad he just cucked Fu and Torune when he fought them at the Kage Summit? Like,
Yeah.
he took them out in 2 seconds. Like, He got the Aburame clan bugs on his arm, and he was just like, well, better get rid of that, and just cut his
Just
fucking arm
tosses it off like it's nothing.
It's just, yeah, there's nothing they can do. Like, don't get me wrong, the Kage are fucking powerful.
They are, but
Obito is underrated. Like,
Mhm.
Kamui is a very fucking strong.
It's a
Kamui is
very
so
broken
strong
ability.
that when Kakashi got full Kamui, he was bucking up Kaguya.
Well, let me just, would Tsunade at 14 years old have beaten Minato?
no,
Would the Raikage at 14 years old have beaten Minato?
no.
Oh, no, I don't even think adult Raikage would have beaten Minato. Would 14-year-old Gaara beat Minato? No! A Gaara of a similar age lost to Minato's 11-year-old kid. Let me see. Would 14-year-old May beat Minato?
I mean, Obito.
Would all 5 of them
Oh,
ganging
man.
up on him at once at age 14 beat Minato? No.
No.
So,
I mean-
this just leads me to the conclusion that maybe because a 14-year-old Obito destroyed Minato,
Mm-hmm.
maybe he might have a chance as an adult with an extra Rinnegan and 6-tailed beasts at his fucking disposal.
You guys need to think, like, Obito, when he was like,
This is so bad.
when he was a baby, pretty much, like, he just got the Mangekyo Sharingan. He took on a platoon of hundreds of Jonin, right?
Anbu,
Who were
Jonin.
Anbu, Jonin.
And this
And
is
he-
the Blood Mist Village, dude. These guys were extreme. Like, back when they were called the Blood Mist Village,
Yeah.
to graduate from the academy, you had to kill
You
your
had to
classmates,
kill your
okay?
classmates.
So the Anbu, the elite and heartless among the elite and heartless, got stomped by one Obito.
Like,
With
you guys
one
think
eye.
that, wow, look at him just take on that swarm
Although-
of white Zetsu. Here comes.
Although granted, you have to remember he did get a little bit of training from Madara, and he had Zetsu helping him. And remember, Zetsu cultivated from Hashirama Cell, so he did have a Hashirama amp. So keep that in mind.
Obito take on the
Just,
the
again-
all the Jonin of an entire village
Like the whole Anbu of a whole village, dude.
and just kill them all. With, as a kid, no
Let's
Rinnegan.
talk about the fact that Minato assumed a 14-year-old Obito based on feats alone must be Madara Uchiha because nobody else was capable of achieving something so crazy.
Yeah, so
He got through Kage
sleeping
level.
on Obito.
He got through Kage level barriers, extracted the Nine Tails, summoned it, and took control of it. And Minato was just like, "What the fuck?
Madara?
You must be Madara." And I think Obito got a little hype about hearing that from his
He
sensei.
blushed a little bit.
He like under his mask, he was like, "Oh,
He's like, senpai.
I'm still gonna kill you." And you're white.
So yeah, Obito. What? Let's state diff. What do you think about difficulty?
0.
I'm gonna go with low diff. I don't know about no, but I'm definitely going with low. I just don't. I'm just being
Maybe
generous. Like
negative without Kage Wank.
negative difficulty. Like I just don't see conceivable.
What could they hit him with?
They can't even
You guys gotta
touch the
remember,
guy.
the only reason Naruto ever took off Obito's mask was because
Was
Kakashi
because
had
of
Kamui.
Kakashi.
Yeah, because of
Yeah.
Kakashi.
That's the only
That
reason.
second Kamui Eye was arguably more valuable than the Rinnegan,
Yeah.
right? Because when Obito was using those eyes in combination with one another, he was like he was able to sync with Kaguya's ability to teleport between dimensions.
Yeah.
Okay, like this was
yeah.
crazy.
I mean, Kakashi with two of these Kamui was, like I said, blitzed
Granted, he had
Kaguya.
6 paths enhanced chakra, but
Mhm.
I mean,
Well,
he
yeah.
still blitzed Kaguya.
Yeah,
He
like
didn't have,
Kamui
like, a
was enough to
suppressor,
beat
but-
Kaguya. Like, not necessarily beat her, but still, like,
Yeah,
fuck her
exactly.
up.
The fact that it was
So,
able
yeah,
to injure her
that's
at all.
right.
If Obito had both of his Mangekyo and he had that perfect Susanoo with the Kamui Shuriken, the
Oh.
Kage would that'd be
Oh, yeah,
even
no,
more
that's-
valuable than the
Oh my god, could you imagine if he had both fucking Mangekyo? Jesus.
yeah.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
So,
I'm really trying to end this off by being like, but just not to be a total dick about the Kage, but no, dude.
There's
man,
nothing they can
base
do.
MS Sasuke took on all of these Kage and Danzo, who was stronger than all of them, before fighting Kakashi and Naruto while blind, and was just like, fine, you think the Kage are gonna stop Obito with
Yeah.
a Rinnegan?
Obito is just underlooked.
And before, but he lost to Kakashi.
Like, he lost to Kakashi, so he's
man.
weaker than Nakazu. He can't even beat Data. If I get enough support for it, I might do an Obito versus Itachi video. I've just talked about Itachi too much. Same with Seth, but
Same
yeah.
with Madara. Like there's so many.
Same with
fights.
Madara. Obito versus Madara, I'll just say right now, Madara kind of wrecks. But Obito versus Itachi, I won't give that away. If you guys want it, let me know. But anyways, go subscribe to Seth. He's great. He's my daddy. I'm his daddy. We're
Daddy
trying
relationship.
to be daddies together. Yeah, go subscribe. He's on his way to 150K. Gonna be on
Nice.
his way to 200K. And by the way,
I'm sure he's
help
already
me reach
past that by now.
200K. Please hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it.
Smash that fucking subscribe button.
And yeah, until next time, talk to you later. Thanks for watching the video all the way to the end. Don't slander Obito in the comments. I will fucking kill you.
Peace
Bye.
out.
Oh, look, he did do an Obito versus Itachi. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, Obito Uchiha, very, very powerful. And again, like they said, like so many people completely underestimate Obito Uchiha just because he, again, he lost that fight against Kakashi. But again, like they said, Obito threw the fight. He wasn't taking that fight serious because again, if he was serious, he could have killed Kakashi. Again, we're talking Hashirama Cell Amp. That means he's got Wood Style, he's got Hashiramas. And we know that whenever someone grafts Hashirama cells onto their body, they not only get a much, much higher chakra reserves, but they also, they get a physical enhancement along with Hashirama's healing ability. Not to mention, they also get his ability to use Wood Style. So again, yeah, it's just considering all of those. I'm sorry, I know Kakashi is a genius, but the thing is, there's no way he's beating Obito. I'm sorry, I know a lot of people are not gonna be okay with hearing that. The thing is, you got to remember, this is coming from a Kakashi fan. But even I'm not stupid enough to think that yeah, Kakashi was gonna beat Obito. Like, just no, I'm sorry, it's just that's not happening. Obito threw the fight. He even said so later when Madara went after him to get his other Rinnegan back. It's just, I'm sorry, but Obito was like, it's insane how powerful he was. And not to mention he had, like, Kamui was a pretty hacks ability. And sometimes to the point where Kishimoto, again, had to come up with this stupid excuse of saying, like, when he became the Jubi Jinchuriki, the Ten-Tailed Jinchuriki, at that point, Obito was without a doubt the strongest character, again, at that point. If he had, think about it, he's the Ten-Tailed Jinchuriki, which means he has access to six paths Senjutsu. He has Kamui and the Rinnegan and the amps from the Hashirama cells. It's like, dude, everyone else not even getting close. That's why when Naruto and Sasuke beat him later, like, that was so stupid, that made no goddamn sense. Naruto and Sasuke on their own couldn't even as powerful as they were at that point, EMS Sasuke, KCM Sage Mode Naruto, as powerful as they were, even both of them working together can't even beat Hashirama. And I'm talking about the reanimation Hashirama, which, if you remember the lore, the reanimations are not as strong as they were when they were alive. So this is a weakened Hashirama, and even then they can't beat him. And Hashirama himself said that Jubi Jinchuriki Obito was stronger than him. Like, that makes, like, I'm sorry, the fact that they were even able to compete with him at all makes zero sense. I'm sorry. I know Naruto had Sage Mode and Sasuke had Jugo, and he was pumping his Sage natural energy throughout Sasuke Susanoo, which does mean he would have been able to attack Obito. And Naruto had Sage Mode. That does mean that their attacks would be able to connect, but I'm sorry, even then they wouldn't have been able to beat him. It's just like Obito was a freaking monster in this series, and it's just I hate the fact that there are so many people who completely understate how powerful he is just because he lost to Kakashi, even though, again, he threw the fight. Whether you want to admit it or not, I know there are a lot of people who are just not fans of Obito, I get that, but you saying he's Kakashi level is just a wrong. It's just, you're stating something that is just not a fact. It is a fact that Obito was stronger than Kakashi. It's just that this is a fact. So I'm just gonna end this video right here, guys. Let me know your thoughts, of course, in the comment section down below. Remember to leave a like, share the video, and of course subscribe if you haven't. It'll really help out. It'll really help out my channel with the algorithm, and of course it'll show your support for me and my videos and what I do here on this channel. So with that being said, I'm gonna end this right here. Remember to stay safe and take care of yourselves, guys, and please join me for the next video. Bye for now.